same that you already tweeted?
No, I'm going to send it again. Make sure everybody can see it, that we're now live. I want the folks to hop in, get plenty of hot takes out.
I almost started singing CoComelon.
Oh, that actually would have been terrific. I just learned what CoComelon was.
Yeah, just came in from the living room, and that was on my head, and just forgot we were live. And
you could have started the something about the first day of school. Or
yeah, that was the song too. Yeah.
So is that what like kids music is? It's just the same things on a loop over and over again.
It's what's in my head, at least. All right, you ready to do this? Live takes on takes.
Yeah. Hello to everybody in the comments already. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you get your hot takes off, and Joe's going to kick us off. Oh, don't you cough.
I got it out. All right, here we go.
Okay.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes here on the Draft Dudes podcast presented by Locked On. It's Joe Marino and Kyle Krabs from the Draft Network, and we are your hosts here on this live episode of Takes on Takes. Folks, this is your Monday podcast. In the feed, we'll have another show for you on Tuesday, reversing order here because had a big travel back day here for Kyle. As a reminder, guys, this football season will be different, and Pepsi is here to get you ready for the game no matter how you watch this season. Pepsi is the refreshment you need to power through game day and become a member of the League of Football Watchers, because Pepsi isn't made for those who play the game. It's made for those who watch it. Pepsi, made for watching football. What's up, dude?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Feels weird to not be sitting beside you.
I know. We sat beside each other a lot this weekend, watched a lot of football, and now I have to look at you through a screen.
Yeah. It's take me back, Take me back.
You hate to see it. All right, so it's live takes on takes. Folks, send in some takes. I see they're starting to populate here as we go. Well, Zach didn't know that I say that live every time. No, it's every time.
Some of it's prepackaged. Some of the advertisements are pre.
Oh yeah, but the opening stuff that I say.
Yeah, it's got to be organic.
Yeah.
I think this take from Can Van Wyck is terrific.
Okay.
Live take in the YouTube comments. We're 30 minutes before kickoff on Monday nights and Thursday nights, by the way, if you're listening to this on the podcast tomorrow or today on Tuesday. People cannot and will not learn to not overreact to week 1 football.
Yeah, I think it's one of the great things that people should know is that week 1 will lie to you. And I think everyone has this expectation. There's been this big lull in the amount of football that you've consumed over the last several months. And I think your expectations are skewed as to what normally happens in football games. And whether you blow a team out or you struggle, your team doesn't look the way you thought it's going to be. Remember, it's never as bad as you think it is. It's never as good as you think it is. And they're going to play all 16 weeks or all 17 weeks and 16 games regardless of what happened in week 1.
Yes, I think that's experiencing that firsthand for myself as far as the sky is falling and all the games count the same, right? Like the games at the beginning of the year don't count for anything more, anything less than the games played at the end of the season.
That's right.
So they're all part of that 16 game sample size. And you just want to make sure from the start of the year to the end of the year, the arrow's pointing northeast. You don't want to be coming down. You don't want to be trending the wrong way. Right? Trending up. You're trending up.
All right. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm impressed your directional awareness there.
I was with an Eagle Scout for the last 5 days. So, I'm just all in sense with things. How about this one? We got to do it. Let's do reverse tattle take. All right. This was good. This was in premium Slack. The Sports Nut.
Okay.
The Sports Nut reminded us that Jared Feinberg and J-Rod Scout several weeks ago said that we need to revisit this because he said the Jaguars will not draft number 1 in the 2021 NFL draft. Those honors will be to the Jets.
It's looking pretty good for 1 week.
What else can you tell us, Jared?
Fill us in on the lottery numbers for next week, right? You got the Powerball numbers. Again, it's 1 week. But, Joe, you and I, obviously, Jets played the Bills, and we saw that game this weekend because we were together. Jets didn't look too good.
Right.
Jacksonville had a really nice offensive game plan. C.J. Henderson looked like a stud. My guy, James Robinson from Illinois State, had a good game. Gardner Minshew is not going to go quietly into the night. Laviska Shenault looked like a really fun chess piece.
CJ Anderson
played like a stud.
Yeah. Interception, 3 PBUs, targeted 5 of 10, 58 yards, no yak. Unbelievable.
What's interesting about the Jacksonville team, in my opinion, is it wasn't necessarily a question of talent, right? You knew they had some talent, especially on the defensive side of the football. It was how was that all going to materialize with this being such a young team? And Philip Rivers made a couple bad decisions. Obviously, the Colts lost Marlon Mack early in the game. Not that they didn't have depth at running back because of Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. So, like, theoretically, you'd be fine in the backfield. But opportunistic win. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this race for Trevor Lawrence plays out. Because, if there were Jacksonville fans that have been talking themselves all summer into, okay, we're going to be terrible, let's go out and get Trevor Lawrence. You win week 1. What do you do? Like, what's your reaction to winning that game?
It's weird.
It's a weird spot to be in. And I've lived it myself. So I don't envy those who have to kind of grapple and grasp with the dynamics of knowing you're probably not going to compete for a playoff spot, even though you won week 1. You're 1-0, right? You're probably 1/10 of the way, and you're going to have 15 more cracks to get 10 wins and get a playoff spot. But it's such a sticky spot to be in as a fan. I don't envy those fans. Take from Sean Prince. This is a New York Giants take. Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, Jabril Peppers, and Logan Ryan is the deepest safety room in the NFL. To be fair, Xavier McKinney's out.
Right.
He's got a foot injury, and that kind of prompted the Logan Ryan signing. Julian Love played really good, but at the same time, he was a rookie last year. So I don't know how excited I am to completely buy in on Julian Love based off his rookie tape, but he's going to have the opportunity to prove himself as a free safety because Jabril Peppers and Logan Ryan are more of those kind of, Jabril's strong safety type. Logan Ryan's kind of that hybrid safety. But I think this has the potential to be up there towards the top, but I don't think you have enough answers on who Julian Love and Xavier McKinney are at the pro level to be able to say this.
What about Logan Ryan? Has he ever played safety?
Yeah, he's played some safety.
Okay, so it's been done before?
Yeah, it's not unprecedented that he's taking snaps there. He's going to play all over the place.
I really like the Titans safety room. Kenny Vaccaro, Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker. And they also have Dane Cruikshank, but he's on IR. I like that.
What does the Saints safety room look like right now?
Oh, man. You're not
kidding.
Malcolm
Jenkins, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and Marcus Williams.
That's not all. DJ Swearinger also part of the mix there.
Yeah, I'll take that group over anybody else. That, for my money, that's the deepest safety room in the NFL.
Good poll there. Good poll.
Thanks, man. Do you want this Zach Rogers take about AFC East quarterbacks?
I saw it. I've been trying to think it through in my head. Put it up there. Let's see if we can.
Okay, you want to read it out?
Yeah, from Zach Rogers' take, AFC East now has 4 of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the league. The other quarterback is Mitchell Trubisky. Man, seems like weird timing to pull this, right? Trubisky had a pretty good game on Sunday. Josh Allen had his first 300 career passing game with over 70% completions on 46 attempts.
Cam Newton looked really good.
Cam Newton, yeah, he played well. I mean, especially he ran the ball well and he was efficient in the passing game as he needed to be, right? I mean,
right. They really didn't need him to pass the ball to beat Miami. You ran him 15 times in zone read, and you ran the ball a total of 42 times for 217 yards.
So I don't know, man. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best, but like 4 of the bottom. You're literally saying that this is quarterbacks 27 through 30. Yeah. No.
Not buying it.
All the way out.
Not buying it. Who's the worst quarterback
in the AFC East?
Yes.
Starting?
Yes.
Sam Darnold.
Right now it is, yes.
Yeah,
I agree
Sam
with
Darnold.
You. He was horrible on Sunday.
Right. not developing under Gase.
What did Jordan Reed say on our TDN scouting staff meeting today?
Talked about his machine gun.
Machine gun feet.
Yeah.
Just get your cleat in the grounds and drive into a throw, bud.
Head's just always spinning, man. Nothing's easy for him.
Take from Rahul. After yesterday's game, life is pain. I agree.
He's a Colts fan, right?
He's a Colts fan. Yes. That's a good take. What do you have, Joe?
I don't know. I mean, if you just put that take out there, I don't feel the same way, but I had a different
No, we're moving on. We're beyond the take now. We're ready for the next take.
But you want me to go to the bullpen?
No, I'm just I don't know if you see something you like in the comments.
Wow. Okay.
J-Dog Gaming's got one.
Yeah, just toss it up there because I'm not really ready to do that.
Wow. Okay. Take the Bucks adding Fournette and Gronk were more publicity moves than actually adding to the roster composition.
This is fun because we talked specifically about Fournette, and after that was done, and I kind of said, I'm like, when I thought about the Fournette deal, it didn't change my perception of the team at all.
At all.
Like, not even a little bit. And I did a poll on Twitter, and I think 61% of people agreed with me that there was no difference in their perception of the Bucks. As for Gronk, I mean, I think Gronk's going to be an important player for them. I didn't expect everything to click on all cylinders week one. I mean, everything's new there. Those are two football players who have done nothing besides play for the Patriots for their entire career. And Gronk was not participating in football at all last year. So I didn't expect them to go out and light the world on fire in week one against what I think is the best roster in football on the road.
You mentioned at the top of the show that week one always lies to you.
It will.
Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it was 2 years ago when Fitzpatrick started in Tampa and they beat the Saints and Eagles, was it, in back-to-back weeks? And they put up like 100 points in those two games. And it was the same year that Matt Patricia's Detroit Lions beat the Patriots and they like whitewash them. Right? You know what I'm talking about? The game was like 30-something to 10 or whatever.
Yeah. Fitzmagic was on full display, and the Lions were out of this world.
So, you know, if you're a Tampa Bay fan, obviously your team came in with so much hype. No preseason games, kind of a restricted area of contact between the coaches and the players from the build-up of training camp to the start of the season. Just get your 10, 11 wins. Just make the dance. I would hate to be a Bucs fan and think like this is some indicator that this season is going to be a sunk cause and this isn't going to work out. And it's a long season. So, since we're talking about the Bucs, that's a thought that I had over the course of the weekend that let's just stay the course here if you're Tampa Bay.
Can you put up the Nick Coscarelli take? 6:31 p.m.
Well, no, so you're digging into the receipts here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of takes to get, Joe.
I know, but that was the one I liked.
Jared Feinberg asking me about Cam Newton. You think I'm talking about Cam Newton on the show? You're out of your mind. Take from Nick, the very good doggo, as the avatar. Matt Patricia is the worst head coach in the league, and I hate him, and I want something new.
Well, I don't think very highly of Matt Patricia.
Do you hate him?
I don't have any opinion about him as a human being.
I have no ill will towards Matt Patricia.
None whatsoever.
Except for Senior Bowl practices.
I don't know. He didn't drop that pass. He didn't drop that pass on Sunday, right? DeAndre Swift dropped the pass. So I don't think
the team also blew a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. So
right. Adam Gase is still coaching in the league, man. I saw firsthand on Sunday how bad he is. I saw his press conference. Guy's not changed in 4 years. He's a terrible leader of men. He's a bad game planner. He doesn't know how to use personnel. He takes no accountability. He's the epitome of a terrible leader. He's the worst coach in the league.
But he did good work with Peyton Manning that one time.
Sure did. Two top two offenses in 2 years with Peyton Manning, and all of a sudden
didn't need offensive linemen those years either. It's crazy how that works.
The last 4 years, he's had a finished 25th or worse in total offense, 32nd last year. I mean, come on. For an offensive guru, he's a joke. I think he's a worse leader than he is offensive guru.
I think that's an accurate take as well. Seth Steer. Hashtag overreaction Monday. Get Jimmy the hell out of San Francisco before I lose my mind. Obviously, San Francisco lost 24-20 to the Arizona Cardinals. Nuke Hopkins dropped a nuke on him. He went out of this world good performance in his debut game. I think it was a career high in receptions for DeAndre Hopkins in a game.
And killed him, yeah.
He was terrific. So, Arizona scored late to take the lead. San Francisco, defending NFC champions, only scores 20 points in the football game. Joe, is Jimmy a problem in San Francisco?
I don't know. The game before the last one we just saw of Jimmy G, he was playing in the Super Bowl and had a lead in the second half.
And he missed 3 critical throws that could have won him the game.
Is the reason they lost the game because he missed those throws, or was it because Pat Mahomes finally threw up some prayers and completed them?
Maybe a little bit of both.
The guy has no receivers. Debo's not there. Brandon Ayuk's not there.
He threw that hospital ball to George Kittle. Almost got his leg taken out below the knee.
You can get to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Yeah, it's been done. But can you win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G?
If you have better defense in the second half, yeah. He's never going to be the reason why you're always a contender. But can he be the triggerman for Kyle Shanahan's offense? Absolutely.
Jimmy G is a top blank quarterback in the NFL.
20. Maybe 15.
I'd give you 20. I don't think I'd give you 15. Oh, the Jimmy G takes are hot in the comments. San Francisco will never make another Super Bowl with Jimmy G. Defenses regress. He's not good enough to win the games on his own.
That's such an easy take to say. Getting to the Super Bowl is hard. It's a precious opportunity, right? Guys don't just go to the Super Bowl all the time. Tom Brady, these guys are rare people. So, yeah, I think that's a safe take because he's not the type of transcendent player that's always going to get your team to those high levels.
What do you think of his take from Ander Kyle?
I saw this one.
I
think
didn't.
So listen, this goes back to what does Dre Harris always say? Scout the scout, right? You got to scout the scout. You got to know who's giving you the information. Who's Pat McAfee? He's very entertaining. Very entertaining.
I wouldn't know.
Right, you're blocked. But
hashtag unblock Kyle. Unblock grinding the tape.
So Pat McAfee is former Colts punter, right? He's made a lot of money from the Indianapolis Colts. He's close with Jim Irsay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to defend the Colts, but he's also here for entertainment, right? He's a guy that he has really good analysis at times, but for the most part, he's looking for engagement. He's looking for polarizing opinions and people to gravitate to his stuff.
There are people who are not watching this stream who have no idea what you're setting the table for. Think about the people listening to this podcast tomorrow. We've been talking about this take for 2 minutes now, and they still don't know what it is.
So thank you for interrupting me, Kyle. The take from Ander Kyle is, what do you all think of Pat McAfee's comments saying that the Colts let the Jags win so they wouldn't get Trevor Lawrence? Scout the scout.
It's fun in theory.
Right. We're talking about it on our podcast right now.
Right.
Because Pat, that's exactly what he wanted. Right. Scout the scout.
Let's see.
Poor Nick's going to have the Slack channel on mute all year.
Why?
He said he has to mute the Slack channel whenever his team loses.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Who's Nick's team?
It's got to be the Lions, right? Wasn't that him with the Lions taking?
Oh, Patricia? Yeah, Nick, I'm sorry, brother. Here you go. Matty V. Dude's definitely feeling himself. Washington entered Club Dub today. Congrats on the win, Matt.
Yeah.
It was a great win.
For sure.
Take. Washington has the best defensive line in football. Would it be a stretch to say they have the most talented defensive line in football?
Wouldn't that make it the best?
I guess you could get into semantics of execution versus just physical talent. But this is a front seven that's got 6 former first round picks in it, between Chase Young, Montez Sweat,
Daron Payne, or John Allen.
John Allen.
Is there more?
Ryan Kerrigan was a former first.
Okay.
He's not a recent first round pick, but he's a first round pick.
There's 5.
And Reuben Foster's not playing, but he's still technically on the roster.
Thomas Davis, first round pick.
So
he's
7.
Linebacker. He said
7.
Defensive line, though. So
right. So 5 first round picks plus Matt Ioannidis.
Really good.
So I think most talented is like we're acknowledging the athletic abilities of these players is through the roof.
So which D-line would you rather have?
See, that's why I wanted to say most talented and not necessarily the best, because, if you get into consistency and from a production standpoint, Montez Sweat really hasn't moved the needle yet.
Sure.
Chase Young still just played 1 game, but
I'll say if Denver's group was intact, I'm taking that.
Vaughn, Brad, Jarrell,
Shelby Harris, Mike Purcell.
See, but that's what I mean. Maybe it's better, but I think the entirety of the Washington group is more talented from top to bottom.
I think it's a good take, man.
It's a yeah.
Wait, what about Cincinnati? Is this crazy?
Yes,
Carlos.
it's crazy.
No, it's not crazy.
On.
DJ Reader and Geno Atkins, Sam Hubbard and Carlos Dunlap, with Mike Daniels and Carl Lawson off the bench.
That edge
That's
group
worth a thought.
That edge group is nowhere in the same stratosphere.
Oh no, you have disrespect for Carlos Dunlap, and I can't.
I'm not talking about Carlos Dunlap.
Well, it's not as good as the Redskins, or Washington football team. But come on now, DJ Reader and Geno Atkins on the inside.
Yeah, it's good.
Bengals have a top 5 D line. Let's go.
Okay. Take from M. Webb. Russ Wilson is the best player in the NFL. The reason he isn't the clear number 1 is the Chiefs and Ravens have significantly better rosters. Russ on the Ravens or Chiefs would be unstoppable.
I'll buy this.
Also, an offensive staff that doesn't really let him cook.
Right. Yeah, I'll buy this for sure. We've been saying it on this podcast for years. The Seattle Seahawks are a 10-win team just because Russell Wilson is the quarterback.
Yeah.
And we've been very critical of some of the roster building strategies around him. So yeah,
we shouldn't be critical of his pass catchers though, because DK Metcalf had another monster game, Joe. Another one. It's really irresponsible of you to pump DK Metcalf up as a top.
Until they start making it so that like touchdown passes that are on a horizontal plane don't count the same as a vertical plane, then it'll be irresponsible. But they all count the same, and DK Metcalf can't be stopped.
It's weird. All right, J-Dog Gaming is a Broncos fan, and he concurs. They're pretty top heavy.
Yeah, so I here's a little nugget for you. I have cash on the Titans to cover 3.5 tonight. No Sutton, no Miller, Chubb, maybe not ready.
It's in Denver though.
I don't care.
It's Mile High.
Tennessee played there last year. They played there last year. They know about the elements.
They haven't been training in the elements.
Listen to me.
I don't necessarily think I disagree with you. I'm just giving you
I know you just want to give me a hard time. I was feeling it. I went 2-0 in my NFL games yesterday, so I just want to ride the wave here. See how I do. So I'll be up until 1:45 a.m. rooting for the Titans.
Got to get the cover. Take the Saints won't be able to re-sign Marshawn Lattimore.
Why should we believe that?
Right. We're gonna restructure everybody's base salaries for the next 3 years into signing bonuses for the next 6 years, even though their contracts are going to expire in 2 years, and we're going to have $40 million in dead cap in 2026 so that we can afford to re-sign Marshawn Lattimore.
Right. Why should we?
It's unbelievable what they're – and it's – I get it. People are going to say, oh, well, the cap's fake, right? The cap's not real. The cap is real. It's just when is it going to catch up with you? That's the question. For some of these teams, it's going to start catching up to you real quick. That's why you saw, people wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to get involved with some of these players that have become available. The Yannick Ngakwe's of the world, right? He would have been a great fit in Jim Schwartz's defense. You know why they didn't go out and get him? Because they know realistically their salary cap situation moving forward is not going to afford them the opportunity to secure him a long-term deal. And you're not going to give up an asset equal to what Minnesota gave up for Yannick Ngakoue for a guy that's going to be a 1-year rental.
Brother, you don't pay Alvin Kamara, Andrus Peat, Malcolm Jenkins, and Taysom Hill to let Marshawn Lattimore
walk.
Come on. That would be some of the worst roster management and talent management that I've ever seen.
So they'll figure it out.
They have to. Because those other deals are going to look really bad.
Ooh, I like this one. Cam's bringing some heat tonight. Take Travis Etienne solidified being top 15 with just one game against Wake Forest, Joe. Just one game against Wake.
I mean, he was a top 15 pick is interesting, right? I think he's a first-round running back. Is somebody going to pick him in the top 15? Is Atlanta in the top 15?
If they are, that might be a good bet.
Is Miami in the top 15?
Probably twice.
Well, here's the thing about that. We saw Chan Gailey want CJ Spiller because that was a way for the offense to get explosive plays. Can see them wanting that.
I wouldn't hate it, but at the same time, I would hate it.
I would 100% hate it as a fan of a team that's going to have to play that twice a year. Though my new nightmare for the Dolphins, it used to be like, what was it, Parsons and Waddle? Now my new nightmare is Etienne and Waddle.
What about Jamar Chase and Travis Etienne?
Also a nightmare. These are combinations I don't want anything to do with.
Yeah. Take. Baker Mayfield will not get a second contract with the Browns. We were just talking about this in our scouting staff meeting as it pertains to Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of in weird spots with these guys. Some difficult decisions are going to have to be made.
Here's the good news is those decisions don't have to be made right now, right? This year gets to play out. You're going to see 15 more games, of course, assuming no injuries, of Baker. And if he plays to a level that warrants it, then you do it. But you don't have to do it after this offseason. The reason you saw Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson get those deals is because they've seen enough, right? The resume was complete. Pay those guys. For this 2018 quarterback class, whether it's Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, you don't have to pay him after this year. You still have control for 2 more seasons. You may want to take advantage of that if you haven't seen enough.
When do they have to make the 5th-year option decision? Ahead of this year, season. Right?
Yeah.
Ahead of next season.
Yeah. So like it's May. So it's the May of this coming year.
So
but that's 1 year of control.
Right. But I think for both of those guys, given their youth and maybe more so Sam than Baker, but like I exercise the option just because I know I'm going to have a ton of cap at my disposal. And I don't want to give up control of that player until I get more clarity on the situation. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. What happens if the Jets pick number 1 overall?
Do you have the number 1 pick? There's only one choice. You pick Trevor Lawrence.
Right, but do you still exercise the option of Sam Darnold?
I think you got to do the Tannehill trade.
You should be able to get a lot more for Sam than what you got for Ryan Tannehill. The Dolphins ate $5 million in cap space and then traded him for a 4th.
Let's say Sam Darnold continues to plutter along this year. What is his value? I mean, his value is because he was a top 3 pick and he's going to be 24?
Right, and he was playing in a broken system. Josh Rosen got a 2 from Miami. It was the late 2 with 62nd overall.
Less information, right? There's more information on Sam.
But Sam's also going to be like 1 year older after this year than what Rosen was when they traded for him. And he'll have had more experience, and he'll have been in one environment just like Josh was.
You're not getting a first round pick for Sam Darnold if he continues to play.
No, I don't think you will either. But I think you could get a conditional pick. What if you decline the option, or you revoke the option because you get the number 1 overall pick? So you're gonna pick Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
You trade him to a team at the draft, or you exercise his option and give a team the option to have 2 years of control, right?
Those decisions don't have to be made until after the draft.
Right. So you exercise the option and look to trade him with the option so a team can then rescind it if they don't want it. But they'll want the 2 years of control.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think you could get, as long as Sam is reasonable as a quarterback this year, I think you might get a chance. You might make a run in a 1 for him. His offense is so broken. His skill players are terrible. His coach is terrible. Somebody's going to look at the youth, the experience that he has. I think they might get a 1 for him if they end up in a scenario in which it's time to move on.
The Bears?
Depends on where the Bears finish.
So far, so good for
They're
me.
off to a good start.
Yeah.
Is that it? We done here?
Yeah, I'm getting antsy. Got to get ready for kickoff.
Yeah, I know. We got to go put my ass in a seat and watch Monday Night Football for 6 hours tonight. So
beautiful.
Super excited about that. It's a great thing. Kyle Krabs, Joe Marino.
What? Give me a Monday Night Football doubleheader every week.
Correct. It's a good take. Hope you guys enjoyed Draft Dudes Live, Takes on Takes Live. You guys brought some excellent takes, and we always enjoy hearing them from each and every one of you. Reminder, throughout the course of the NFL season, Monday night, Thursday night, 30 minutes before kickoff of the NFL games, we will be on live to help entertain you until kickoff. Kyle Krabs, Joe Marino. Make sure you hit subscribe on the Draft Dudes podcast. Thanks, as always,